Heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman's scorn. The English playwright William Congreve penned these words in 1697, and more than 300 years later, this theme still rings authentic in our prose, poetry, and drama. Modern playwright Ann Wooler borrows Congreve's theme for her short play, The Next Mrs. Jacob Anderson. Wooler's protagonist, known only by the archaic use of her husband's name preceded by Mrs., ambushes her husband's mistress in the middle of a farmer's market, waxing rhapsodic about her imaginations of running the homewrecker's body through all kinds of industrial machines and using socially uncomfortable dysphemes for sexual functions and organs. Many people would read this play as a story of a woman scorned trying to wreck her soon-to-be ex-husband's adulterous relationship. However, such a shallow reading dismisses the deeper vulnerability of the character. She puts on an arena face of sarcasm and assertiveness because she is trying mightily to keep her emotional walls from cracking. Underneath the front is a woman who is scared, searching, and vulnerable now that she's realized she's people-pleased her way into allowing a man to erase her identity, and that terrifies her. When she speaks of having a sort of vision, a feeling of doom, a presentiment for women who give up their identities, the dialogue has her speaking as if this was a past tense happening. However, I believe that this thought is occurring to her for the first time as she is confronted with the reality of Lisa's existence. She sees Lisa, her husband's mistress, morphing into the faces of all the other women with whom her husband has carried on affairs. And she realizes that she too was just another woman on the side. She is wrestling with the fact that once her husband is gone, she's going to have to rediscover her individuality on her own. The Next Mrs. Jacob Anderson by Ann Wooler. Adults are never honest. Let's be children. Let's throw rocks. Let's just weep and say everything we actually think. Why do you love him? He says you can't find a job right now. He says you're so pretty and so nice. Nice. What every man wants a woman to be, nice. So, here we are, both picking out vegetables for the same man. Well, Lisa, is it? What a cheerleader sort of name. Do you cheerlead for him now? Tell him he's the best, the brightest, the bravest. I can see you doing it with pom-poms in your hands, that little flippy skirt. You'd look nice in navy. I once had a name, but now it's bitch and second best. It's Mrs. Anderson. Why would you give up your name? Why would you let him erase it from your head with his acid, his sweet, numbing acid? I'll take care of you. I'll take care of everything. All I want is a confession. Is that so hard? Can you face me and confess? Confess how you love my husband? It's hard, isn't it? Sleeping with him is easy. Telling me about it, difficult. The second Mrs. Jacob Anderson. There are many nameless women behind you, many before you. You are not the only one. And what a beautiful love story. We met, we fought it, we fucked. Spare, succinct, to the point. Pfft, nothing flowery or pretty here, just bodies and selfishness. I looked in the mirror one day. I looked and I could not see myself. I had no face, no features. There was only Mrs. Jacob Anderson, a wife, a woman with no children, a woman who helps out in her church. Listen, you see, I had sort of a vision, a presentiment, a feeling of doom. Not for me, for you. For all women like you. Women who give up their identities, their souls, the secret sweetness of their hearts. I saw in my mirror many women of all sizes, all shapes, kinky hair, straight, curly, short, with wide, dark faces, narrow, pale ones, and every sort of face in between. All these different, glorious women. And then came this mist, this fog. It covered them, every one. And it took their faces and it made them all the same. And I was so afraid, because they were dead. They'd given up their faces, their names, and now they were dead in that mist. And they were lost. As lost as I was since I was 14. Someday, it's going to be you here in my place, a name with nothing to it, looking at a young, stupid woman, because it won't end with you. Jacob always tires of his new toys.